I thought we were live. Now we are. Start all over again.
Oh, okay. That was good
You know
practice.
what?
Yeah.
Here we go. So,
Okay.
hi guys, welcome to Parlor Tea. I thought we were live. I don't know. See, Genevieve didn't leave me alone.
Well, we can always talk to you, John, all the time. We don't need the
Yeah,
camera
well,
rolling.
thank
you
God
know?
I noticed it now instead
Yeah,
Yeah, we
of
could have done
later.
the whole show and it would have been not live.
Yeah.
Though.
So now we can start all over again.
Okay, so I guess we'll be more cohesive this time.
It's
Yeah.
Chris and Greg from. I was just like, what? No one's here. Anyway, sorry, that's my fault.
Well,
That's
this
okay.
time we'll get our name right, right?
Well, I'm just gonna say these amazing guys from I Heart Horror. They're here to discuss, their up and coming project. That's going. They are an amazing guys, amazing team. So why don't you guys talk about it again?
Okay.
What you guys do and sorry.
Well, first of all,
We'll go back again.
we like to say hello to our team,
The iHeart Horror
and-
Day co-team.
and Vice President Holly.
Yes.
That sounds. I mean, that's gonna go to her head.
She doesn't
Every
like-
time she hears that, it's
she
gonna
doesn't
have
like-
to go to her head.
So Christopher and Genevieve actually gave him this name. What was it? Chris.
Which one?
Christopher. Yes.
Genevieve says from now on, when it comes to this circle, I guess the parlor, or I can use it anytime I want. She gave me the carte blanche. But so yeah, if you'd like to call me Christopher today, you're welcome to.
Because me, I'm Gregory. So we called Holly. We gave her a nickname, Horror Holly. And she's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, I don't know about
Feeling it,
that.
I mean, she represents horror, iHeart Horror, so it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Double
Yes.
H.
So so Holly and the team, hopefully they're watching us. But
we love every single one.
But
of
we
them.
we love all those freaking knuckleheads. Jen is in charge of our volunteers. We got let's see, all the people.
I don't really like that term of endearment, knuckleheads.
Knuckleheads.
No. What's wrong?
No, I said,
Oh, no. I mean, if you're a Three Stooges fan, I love the sound of.
What would it be?
Knucklehead.
Would it be knuckleheads or would it be chuckleheads?
Hi, Sarah.
Chuckleheads better?
Chuckleheads. Yes, I like chuckleheads. I'll go with chuckleheads.
Yeah.
So we got to start all over again, John. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're fine. We're good on the second try.
Okay,
good.
cool.
We're good.
The old second college try.
So going
Yes.
back, so this year,
as I said before, you guys are awesome. You guys
You're
do
awesome.
so much good for the community. You either are helping Deborah, which is an amazing organization for was it lung cancer?
Yes,
heart
heart and
and
lung
lung.
cancer, well,
Yep,
disease
yep.
actually.
And they're an amazing group. They a long time ago they helped my grandmother, so I'm very grateful for them. And then if you ever get a chance to come and to do their events, some of the proceeds go to a specific either Deborah or
Over the summer, the hot rod,
we did,
that was
the
great.
The Veterans and Military Resource Center. We did
VMRC.
for the car show.
One of the things we are passionate about besides horror is our country and
me and Chris are very.
and the soldiers that protect us.
Chris is born on Flag Day, so that's the birth of.
Yeah, I have red, white, and blue running through my veins.
And I'm born on July 2nd, which is John Adams said was the real Independence Day because the 4th of July was just a technicality type thing.
Yeah, he always prides himself on that.
So we're both patriotic babies.
Well, the funny part of the whole thing is, I think April 9th is my birthday, but I think it was either the end of the Civil War or the beginning of the Civil War. I don't remember, but that's kind of funny that we all.
No, actually, something like that we have in our life. Our mother and and one of our best friends, Michelle, My mom is our mom is born on the
April 14th.
14th, and Michelle's born on the 15th.
So
April,
April,
not Sagittarius,
Aries. So April 14th, Lincoln
Titanic.
was assassinated.
Yeah,
and then
on
the 15th
he
died.
succumbed to his wounds.
Yeah.
And then the Titanic hit the iceberg on the 14th, but it actually sank on the 15th. So
yeah.
they have that bond of those dates. My mom and Michelle.
Yeah, it's really funny that I've never witnessed so many people in that I've met, either family members or people that are come into our lives, have all been like Aries. There's so many Aries. Like my other half is an Aries. Rick's an Aries.
Aries is one of my favorites, definitely.
Yeah, in our family, there's not really that many. Like our mom's the only Aries, I think, in our family. But you know, that makes her unique.
And I'm the only Gemini, really.
No.
Oh, at least
Richard.
Richard, that's right.
Yeah,
my cousin Richard.
Not too many.
Which is actually 2 days from mine on the 16th.
Yeah.
So we're pretty close on the calendar.
Let's not bore the folks.
I'm sorry. Yeah. They might not be into horoscope.
Oh, Scorpios. I love Scorpios. Yeah. I'm a Cancer. So
Scorpios.
I love the water signs.
Scorpios
rule. Rachel is a great lady, too. She does do a lot for, the drag and the trans community.
Cool.
And thank you, Rachel.
She's my friend over in another part of my other life, but yes.
Well, thank you, Rachel, for making a positive difference in this world along with us. You know, we're all together. We're all community. You know, as do-gooders.
Yep, we need more do-gooders in this world.
So what we're saying before. Okay. No, you go, John.
Why don't you tell us, like on February 1st, what's going to happen, where it's located?
Oh my goodness!
Well,
let's start by saying that we are in a new location. The last 2 years, we were given the VFW
across from Starland.
A beautiful person named Joanne, the hall manager. She gave us the hall, and we loved it there, but we grew out of it. And we grew
people actually said, I think the first year they said,
yeah,
I don't know if you can be in this venue the next. And then we did it the second year because we have, we're so generous to let us have it again. And
we were it became home to I Heart Horror for those 2 years, but we had too many ideas and too many people that we want to have join in that wouldn't fit. And
there were people outside.
Yes, we were blessed last year.
Yeah, you know what? We were kind of scared because if that didn't happen, we
would have had to turn people away.
I was actually scrambling for heaters, having somebody to get me heaters
so we could have tents outside because we were able to use the outside.
But then you have to make sure everything's to code, when it comes to the heaters. So it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So we were blessed with spring weather.
We had a spring day. The first year. It was the coldest day.
Yeah,
it was like freezing. I think it was.
And now we're back to that cold time.
Yeah,
which is winter.
January's been crazy so far, but
it's normal. It should be like this.
So go on to where is our venue this year?
Oh, so our venue is not too far from where it was the last time.
It's on Main Street.
We're still keeping it in Sayreville, Slayerville. We are sons of Sayreville, Gregory, and I. So we want to keep it here as long as we can. We will start to wander to other parts of New Jersey and so forth, but
like Chris says, if it keeps on even growing bigger, then we're going to need a bigger.
Yeah,
venue.
but
other towns have bigger.
We're definitely going to do one. If they have us back at our new venue, which is the adults.
Seniors.
It's called the Adult Center, but also
the
Senior Center.
Is it all adult?
Some people don't like calling it the Adult Center. Other people don't like calling it the Senior Center.
We just call it Senior Center. It's the Senior Center.
And then other people call it Washington School because that's what it was originally. It's a school.
It was an elementary school. So we have 3 floors we're working on.
And it's a haunted school. So I was the one that I was like, before we even got it, I was like, how cool would it be to have our event in like a haunted venue? And
we found out that it was haunted because when we did me and Chris, we put on our couple of years. Well, it was in this
Not this past
October.
year, because one of our members couldn't do it because he was doing other
salsa.
He was doing nothing to do with salsa. He was doing other projects. So he took a year off, and we ended up doing an investigation, but it wasn't a tour like we did the first year.
Yeah, John was at it. We did the thing at the Tap
It
and
was
Growler.
big. It was pretty big. There was a lot of people.
That was a lot of fun.
But
Yeah, it was
but
fun.
going back, so we found out that the school was haunted through us doing a tour,
Which was the year before.
Yeah, which was the year before. We did a tour of our town, the history and also the myths. Well, it's called Cerebral Haunted Myths and Legends. So
Yeah, and it's one block, John. It's one block. Well, it's actually a couple of blocks away
from where the Tap and Growler was.
Our new venue.
Yeah.
So if you know how to get to where Tap and Growler is, it's a couple blocks away, and we stress people to go to Tap and Growler because those are our friends and they're a sponsor. So day of, if anybody's coming to the show, if you want to go get a beer or something and a drink, or they have actually wings there. They have award-winning wings
and burgers too.
Yeah, but we're gonna have burgers. No, we are gonna have burgers at our show. So if they want a burger, they can go there too.
Right. We're gonna have hot dogs.
We will have hot dogs. We'll have pizza. We're gonna have something special. Hungarian stew. We're doing.
Yeah.
My friend.
No, Hunter stew. It's called Hunter.
No. Well,
was it called Hunter stew?
Hungarian Hunter stew.
Yeah.
And she's been very sick, so she's been taking the time practicing on the mushrooms to make them into skulls. So we're gonna have skulls in our stew. How badass is that?
Yeah. So it's 3 levels. It's an old school. It's the senior center right now. But each level, I was actually telling one of our friends, because Ice Cream Man, I said, you could either be in the main hall, because he's one of our friends. I'm like, either you could be in the main hall as a vendor.
His name is Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, like Ice Cream Man. He was actually at the Hot Rods thing back in the summer. But so either the main hall or the kitchen. And I said, because ice cream, you think, even though he's an artist.
Not going to be in the kitchen. It's going to be in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Yes.
People keep saying in the kitchen. We're having this room in the kitchen.
It's a big cafeteria.
It's not that big of a kitchen.
So,
the cafeteria
it used to be a school. So I said to him, he says, well, you put me, I trust you guys wherever you want me to go. Because I said, well, wherever you are, that the action is going to be everywhere that day. Wherever you are, you're going to be amongst the action because it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be floor,
3 floors of fun.
Yeah.
That's what Gregory came up with.
Well, at first it was 2 floors of fun until I realized that we could do the 3rd floor, But the 3rd floor is actually
better.
Yeah, the 3rd floor. We'll talk about that, but that's going to be the paranormal realm. We're going to have some ghost people up there, and then we're also going to have movie screenings up there. So
Nice.
Utilized.
And you can feel the vibe when you get on. Actually, the first time we went in there with our team, our friend Catherine Ochat, she went up there. She wandered up there, and she's actually sensitive to spirits. And she says, "Yeah, all the ghosts are up there. They're like hiding away, like all comfortable in their paranormal realm."
Well, they're children.
Yeah, there's some children, but there's other things going on up there as well. And we're hopefully going to find more about it on the day of. Our friends.
Those the ladies that were at the other event that I attended?
Yes, Kara and Kara, 9 Lives Paranormal. She's going to be there. She's going to be with her wife.
Her wife.
Yeah, Gail.
Gail, yeah.
So she wasn't at the Tap and Growler event, but she
couldn't make it. Gail couldn't make it.
So they're going to hopefully they're going to do a talk. And then they're going to ask people.
If anybody wants to investigate upstairs, they'll have equipment, show them how to use the equipment and stuff.
But Kara's awesome. She's very knowledgeable.
And she's so easygoing.
She's very easygoing.
That's why they become like our. So we have a Scooby gang that's actually in up towards Mount Olive, but it's so far away. And my friend Wendy she's actually had 2 operations since November. I talked to her on the phone today, and she told us. And on top of it, she found out she was anemic, during the whole rigmarole. So they're our original Scooby gang, but they're very far away, and we were supposed to start our own here in Middlesex County, but we ended up taking on
Our Hard Horror Day.
Yeah, we came up with IR, and it just has wheels, and it's been
and that's our life
picking up speed, and we're wrapped all around that now. Oh, we get to do some things with Kara. I said, Kara, this place is haunted. Let's do it. And or this place is haunted. Let's do it. And that's why this is going to be a follow up to the Tap and Growler, pretty much, through several myths and legends, haunted myths and legends.
So, quick question for you. So, with this, I have a feedback coming on. That's that me or is that you?
No,
we don't have no feedback here.
No feedback.
Okay, good. I don't know. I think. Okay.
And our speaker is like not too loud, so it was.
John actually helped with that before. He's like, you're too loud.
Yeah. Then we would have been responsible for the feedback.
Yeah.
So with this new event, there are tickets still available for.
Yes, if you go online, it's if you pay online, it's considered a donation. We don't really. It's not an admission price. It's considered a donation at Deborah. It would be $15 online, and then if you go day of, it's $20 in cash at the door. So
is it on iHeartHorror.net?
Yes, it's on iHeartHorror.net.
Yeah, you can find everything, all links.
Yeah, there's a Groundhogzilla. Yeah, there you go. It's right there.
I love it.
I think there's a designated
iHeartHorror.net.
There's a designated area for Groundhogzilla for tickets and all that stuff, but. That's the first thing we did.
I saw the bunch of people that you are having at the event that they're going to be signing autographs and stuff. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, we really have grown a lot this first year. First year we had Brian O'Halloran
for Clerks.
He honorably spent the day with us, and such a noble gentleman.
We didn't. The first year we really did not expect to have guests. It was mostly just going to be a celebration of I Heart Horror, like kind of like a
party,
a party.
Yeah, a party with our friends in the convention community.
Yeah, because it was on our actual February 4th, which is our holiday. But then last year we had more people join in, which we mostly got. Well, it stemmed from this guy Josh who was at our first event. He was
a cousin
of one of the bands that was playing.
Singer.
Yeah, his name is Josh Petrino. He's a special effects, visual effects supervisor. So he does like Terrifier franchise. Yeah. So he's also worked on the Hatchet movies. He said to us, he goes, "Are you looking to have some more talent at your events?"
I love this vibe of this place. It's more grassroots. That's what a lot of people say that they like about our show.
So he's like, I have some people that you could maybe, they're trying to be new to the convention circuit. Can you maybe have them next year at your event? I could kind of put you in touch with them. And we were like, so Josh was kind of, I mean, David Lee Madison is the one who he's a filmmaker. He's the one who got us Brian the first year.
And everything's serendipitous because my good friend Frank that I went to school with, he's a horror author. And so when we were putting together I Art Horror,
Frank Edler, that's his name.
Yeah, Frank Edler. I thought of we have to have all the different things. I describe it as media, mediums, and forms
horror and all
of
media,
horror.
Medium.
Books, which is the authors, of course, filmmakers, musicians, and crafters, vendors. So I reached out to my good friend Frank, and I said, Frank, I have this idea. He goes, tell me more about it after you DJ my daughter's Sweet 16. So after I kicked ass at his daughter's Sweet 16, he's like, all right, bro, I'm in. What do you need? And before you know it, he was bringing in a bunch of authors, and he knew David Madison from Scares of Care.
Yeah. And he did David Lee Madison. He did a movie. He did Mr. Hush. He did this movie,
classic, which is Mr. Hush is about vampires.
And then he did a movie a couple of years ago.
And they did a follow up.
Full Moon.
Yeah, well, you love.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of it.
But he
Full
did.
Moon Fever.
Yeah,
Full Moon Fever.
I thought.
Yes.
See, you weren't saying it, and I was like, "Is it Full Moon Fever?" Because
No, it is
he's not
Full Moon
he's not
Fever.
saying it.
Full Moon Fever.
I'm thinking in my head, "Is it Full Moon Fever?" But I'm like, Gregory would have said it, and then I would have looked stupid if it wasn't Full Moon Fever.
But Mr. Hush.
But I was right in my head.
Mr. Hush, he actually. Do you remember Stephen Jeffries, the guy that was in Fright?
Yeah, Stephen Jeffries.
Yeah, the guy who played Evil Ed. He was in Mr. Hush, and then Full Moon Fever had Scott Schiaffo in it. Who I don't know. Have you ever seen Clerks? He was like the Chulies.
He's the Chulies guy.
Chulies the representative. He was at our show last year.
Scott's become a really good friend of ours.
He's doing a really generous thing this year.
He donated a lot of awesome
stuff,
things for raffle.
Things that are like
so if
rare.
anybody's Clerk fans, make sure you come to the show and put in for that raffle because there's going to be a basket full of Clerk stuff.
Yeah,
given from him.
So John's asking about all the people that we're having.
Oh, so many.
Oh, so last year we had more people. This year we have even more people. We're having 3 rooms of guests this time.
Yeah, see, Gregory's thrilled about the one film, the one effects artist. Yeah. He's super stoked because Jeff did
the original Ninja Turtles. He did 1990s Ninja Turtles.
And Gregory
and Blue Velvet, but I'm a huge Ninja Turtle.
My brother and I are big Turtles fans, but Gregory it's more of his time with the Turtles. But we bonded over the Turtles and stuff like that. So, and it's just a kick-ass comic book. So, how can you not like Turtles? I mean, everything about the Turtles is awesome, totally awesome. But yeah, so Jeff is gonna, Cowabunga, dude. So Jeff is gonna be there.
Jeff Goodwin is this. As I said, over 40 years.
And then
he's done, but not only, like I said, not only Turtles, he's done Blue Velvet.
Scream.
He did the Scream back in, not the last one, not the one that took place in New York, the one before that. He did Black Phone,
which is huge.
Yeah, he did the TV show Mr. Mercedes. What else did he say?
And he's going to do a talk today. That's one thing that's going to be new about this.
We're going to have talks
this year. We have talks.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
And it's all different types of talks. That's just kind of how we are. We have to hit all the bases or whatever.
So we have Jeff Goodwin. We have, we'll say who you're excited about.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a few. I mean, Jill Whitlow, I'm extremely excited about. If you're a big fan of Night of the Creeps, if you like the
original Porky.
Every time I was told the secretaries at the senior center yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, who are you gonna have?" And I said, "Well, Jill Whitlow. She was in Night of the Creeps and Porky's." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you must," because she's like, "No, I'm not into." I'm like, "Did you hear about Porky?" She's like, "Yeah, I heard of Porky's. I'm not really into it or whatever."
It's Bob Clark who did Christmas Story.
What's so amazing about it is that she got to work under the direction of Bob Clark.
Who did Christmas Story and Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas.
Yeah,
but Night of the Creeps, like you said.
And she was in Weird Science.
Yeah.
As the perfume girl.
But Night of the Creeps was done by the same guy who did the Monster Squad.
Love that.
Yeah, we love that movie too. Andre, we've been in talks with Andre
Gower
from the Monster Squad.
Sean.
He's hopefully going to record what we call a video blessing. Like, we play them at the beginning of the show. Like the first year we had Suzanne Romero, and last year we had
Kyra Sean.
We had Kyra.
The one with what's her Cooper is her last name.
Yeah.
Karen Cooper.
Karen Cooper.
Yeah.
And she had you remember she had the spade. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And besides that,
Laura Marie Taylor.
Well, that's what
I was gonna say.
When I right around the time we met Laura Marie Taylor, Gregory and I were thinking about doing I Heart Horror.
Yeah.
And we went to the Blairstown Diner where they had a Friday the 13th event.
Festival, yeah.
And we got to meet people that we've always wanted to meet, like Henry Manfredini, which does the Manfredini, which is the music,
the score for the Friday
the 13th,
and the House movie.
And Lauren, and not only was Lauren in Friday the 13th, but she
part 2.
Friday 13.2, the Friday 13th franchise.
Yeah.
But she was also in Neighbors, which most people won't know. It's one of the more obscure movies of John Belushi, but it was my favorite John Belushi movie for a long time. And she worked alongside Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi
and
Catherine Moriarty.
Yeah.
So I was I was gushing when I met her, and now we're gonna have her at our event.
Yeah.
So
And then we have
it's one of those moments.
Yeah, he was very stoked when he was like, "That's you have your person that you want at their event. I got
We both want Joe Bob.
Yeah, we want Joe Bob Briggs.
We agree on we want Joe Bob next. Eventually. So Joe
I
Bob, if
also
you
want-
hear us, if you're listening.
Also, Brian Quinn, I'd like from Practical Jokers.
We've been trying to get Brian Quinn, and it's amazing because Brian just like lives right over the
Staten
bridge.
Island, yeah.
And we know a friend of ours that's Greg Rothberg, which was a firefighter, and Quinn is, and he hasn't been able to reach Quinn. But hopefully, if we give it another year.
And you're wondering why Brian Quinn at a
well,
horror
first of all, he's a
convention.
big horror fan.
Yeah, he's a huge horror fan.
And he was in Hatchet.
He was in Hatchet. No, Victor Crowley.
He was in the Hatchet franchise.
Yeah, and I think he was in 12.
So, real fast, ask us, well, who's your favorite turtle?
Oh, I'm Michelangelo.
Mine's Donatello.
Oh, there you go, Jay. And then,
recently, I've always loved Donatello too. But recently, I've really been getting into Raphael. I've become a big Raphael fan. So it's actually it's Michelangelo's always gonna be my favorite because I've always been into the whole surfer dude thing, like Jeff Spicoli. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll look at the screen. I just can't take my eyes off all my beautiful collectibles in my room that one day hopefully
you mean in our living room.
And see all the collectibles.
love it.
Yeah. So and then just in recent years, Raphael has been really growing on me. I love that little chip tooth, the chip tooth he has, the missing tooth.
Yeah. Like a snarl.
Because he gets into a lot of
hiccups.
Yeah. And he hangs out with Casey Jones.
Yeah.
So both of them, they get into things together. Not together, but together.
Well, one of the viewers asked us that question. I don't know if John would.
Oh, John, do you know anything about the turtles?
Sort of. I'm not a fan of the turtles.
They don't do anything for you, understandably. Understandable.
No.
So going back, so Laura Marie Taylor, and we want,
and we're gonna have the ladies from The Burning, the movie The Burning.
I don't know if you ever seen The Burning, 1981. It's
it was based on
the
urban legend of Cropsey.
Yeah.
So what they did was they did the whole Friday 13th, but on Staten Island, because Cropsey is kind of like their killer, their slasher.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Jason Alexander's in that, and so is Fisher Stevens. But two of the actresses from that are going to be coming, Bonnie and Shelley. So
I lived in Staten Island, I think, during the time frame of Cropsey.
Oh wow! Well, you mean it was like the 80s, right?
Yeah, I lived in Staten Island. I was born and raised in Staten Island, and then I ended up moving over when I was in 7th grade.
What year did the Burning come out?
Yeah, 1981.
81, yeah. So I mean it was probably like 76. I think the Cropsey thing started to really surface.
Yeah. What was that other?
And then once Friday 13th came out, they said, yeah, this is Cropsey's time to shine.
That other movie though is it Madman?
Madman's a classic.
That's
Cropsey. Madman. If you're into Cropsey, folks, and you have never heard of Madman, but if you are a fan of Cropsey, you probably know of Madman. So.
I mean, we consider Staten Island I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, they're New York, but some people feel like they're more Jersey. Some people more New York. It depends on what side of Staten Island you're from. I mean, I dated.
It's New York.
Yeah. I dated somebody from Staten Island, and I had to go over the outer bridge all the time. But before that, I never really went to Staten Island. But
I love Staten Island, right by the water there. That's where the writer of Moby Dick got his inspiration to write the story,
and also,
the novel.
Remember the guy who was the inspiration for Ichabod Crane? Yes,
Ichabod. He's actually buried on Staten Island. A lot of people think that the Ichabod Crane is buried in Tarrytown, but no, it's actually on Staten Island. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Staten Island is his own thing, baby.
Well, he should know. He lived there.
No, it's just.
That's what they said. Cheers to Staten Island. We love Staten Island.
So
when I was younger, they filmed a movie. It's an older movie, probably from around the late 70s, early 80s. Remember the movie? I get it confused. It's not the one when a stranger calls. He knows you're alone.
Ah, yeah. That was
So when
filmed
I
in
was
Staten Island?
younger, it was filmed in Staten Island on Newdorp Lane. I was younger. I was with a friend, and we walked in to Seduto's, which is on the corner. It was a really big, amazing ice cream shop. And we were going to get ice cream, and they're like, "You guys can't be in here." And we kept asking them that we're filming a horror movie. We were screaming and begging to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wanted to be in it. So the guy goes, "We're going to give you free ice cream. Sit in the corner. Don't do anything. Just sit there," because we were that annoying.
And get out of our scene. Yeah.
And he's like, "We did it. We ate." He goes, "You guys are good. Thank you very much." And they let us go. We weren't even in it.
That's a great story,
Well,
though.
at least you
But
got
we
to
weren't
observe.
in it. They just
Yeah.
did it. But it
it's
was
cool
really
seeing
very
a-
cool. Like,
yeah, seeing a
the
movie
whole
being
idea of it.
filmed. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can go on for like
We have
more
so
time than we have with you
I mean,
today
we have
about all
yeah,
the people that are going to be at our show.
I'm trying to think who else are like. I mean, everybody's a standout.
Yeah, well, so one of the big breakout horror movies this year was the start of the franchise Stream,
which was done by the same people who did Terrifier, the Terrifier franchise. You can
so,
take,
so
yeah, you started the story.
If you haven't seen Stream, make
Yeah.
sure you get on it. It's one of those. I mean, a lot of people know the basis of it, right? I mean, I don't want to give too much away.
Well, what it is?
I mean, you can go into it blindly, which
yeah.
makes it even better.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's mostly it's no. You just gotta watch it for yourself.
So Mark Haynes is one of the people that, if you see the movie, you'll definitely recognize Mark when you work, and you'll be like, oh, there he is, you know, because he's hard not to miss.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, but a lot of people that know him. Well, I mean, we met him, you know, at New Jersey HorrorCon, and he was such a sweet guy, you know. So just because a guy is like big and intimidating, doesn't mean they're a teddy bear. But we all know that person, you know, like
yeah.
You know. So that's Mark Haynes in the horror field.
Well, no, what we're gonna say. So Michael Levy is the director of Stream. He worked on. He was actually in the original Terrifier. He was one of the people got killed by Art in the original Terrifier, and he's like a producer and stuff. But he directed Stream, and he's going to be at our show.
Yeah. So Mark Haynes and Michael Levy, and we actually were one of the guys that worked on it, Marcus Levine.
Yes.
Which
script supervisor,
which is a Gemini. Go Geminis. And he is one of the coolest down earth dudes. We clicked. It's probably the Gemini thing. And yeah, I'm pro Gemini always.
Oh God, we forgot. You know who we forgot?
Who?
Patty Mullen is coming back.
Oh, Patty Mullen loved us so much last year that the queen, the IRR queen, is returning.
She will always be IRR.
She's coming back, and she's reclaiming her crown.
Reclaiming her purple.
Because she's forever our queen. If anybody was or wasn't at Iron Horror 2, it was called Mardi Gras Massacre, and we crowned her Mardi Gras queen. So
she had a crown. She had
and Mr. Lobo was the Mardi Gras King.
Yep.
We're hoping to have Mr. Lobo back. Right now he's in LA. He's in California, San Francisco, actually, the Bay Area. He might be a little jet lagged, so he might not make it. But we're hoping to have Mr. Lobo back as well, along with Sally and the zombie cheerleader, which we talked about earlier.
Terry Alexander's going to be there,
which is big. Terry Alexander,
because we're all about George Romero.
Yeah,
partly our holiday and our convention are influenced by George Romero because it's his birthday, February 4th. So. Yeah, so just to have we always want somebody from the George Romero
family in camp. Yeah. It helps that we know people like Matt Blasi, which will be at our show as well. Matt has been alongside George in his films for many years. as an extra, and then getting to know him and being a part of the
Foundation.
Garf and the Living Day weekends. And then there's Steve Barton, which is coming back. He became a good friend of ours. Him and his wife Danielle, they're coming back. He's affectionately known as Uncle Creepy.
He actually wrote a book this past year,
and they'll have copies of his book of working in the horror field and being close friends with George Romero and Sid Haig. Those were his two of his best buddies. They're unfortunately both gone now, but he they live on in his book, in his new book.
So we have Josh coming back that we talked to you before about the guy who
Josh
originally
Petrino.
got
and his girlfriend Jess
Dubois,
which works on
a lot of
movies alongside Josh.
And then
she was actually in the new Kevin Smith movie,
the 4:30 movie.
Our friend Jess Dubois.
Yeah, she played a prostitute, right? We didn't see the movie.
I know she's walking in the scene. I don't know if she's an actual walker.
Yeah. So, and then Michelle Santiago, she's a producer. She was a producer of Terrifier 2, and she was also in Clerks 3. She was in Fallout. What else was she in again?
I'm just trying to think of all the people because there's a lot. We have 3 rooms of actors.
That's
yeah.
So so we're going in our head because we just did placement yesterday. So we're going through our.
We have Ron Milky's coming. He's the cop from the original Friday.
A big one. Another one of the franchises that I always want to have something to represent it by is Friday the 13th because it's a New Jersey franchise. Yeah. You know it. And he's actually going to be bringing things. If you haven't been to the Blairstown Diner,
well, South Jersey Jason, our friend,
South Jersey Jason will be bringing merchandise from the Blairstown Diner,
and he'll be stocking the halls of the school.
He'll be stocking. We're actually going to have 2 Jasons, so you're going to be seeing double. But we. One Jason made sure to check with the other Jason if they weren't wearing the same episode.
Yeah, because they're all different costumes for different movies.
Yeah, if you're into the Friday the 13th franchise and you're dressed up as Jason, you don't want to be dressed up as the same episode as Jason.
So we're having.
That's like wearing the same dress to the prom.
No, so we're having cosplayers. We're gonna have. One's going to be dressed like Art the Clown. One's going to be dressed as the Pale Girl. Terrifier 2, that's called with the Lehigh Valley. LV Nightmares are from the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah.
And
I found out about them, I think, soon after I heard R2 or too close to it to get them, but they'll be there this year. They actually they hang out at a pizza place that we're friends with the guy that runs it. There's an actual horror pizza place in, was it Phillipsburg, right?
Yeah, there's just
Gregory, just let the bug go.
Yeah, there's a bug in the room. Pizza place. It's called Nicolosi's.
Yeah, Nicolosi's. Not to be. There's actually 2 Nicolosi's, but you want to go the one in Phillipsburg.
Yeah,
because
it's not Phillipsburg. The one in Easton is the horror one. Is it Easton?
Yeah, you want to go to the one in Easton, not the one in Phillipsburg. Even though they're owned by the same people. I mean, if you're just into pizza, fine, go to the one that's in Phillipsburg. But if you're into horror and pizza, Nicolosi's of Easton.
Yeah,
definitely.
They go to
pizza and horror.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, horror movies and pizza.
Yeah. A pizza party.
Yeah.
Pizza horror party.
And Freddy Krueger looks like pizza.
And we always have pizza at our events. So we represent with that pizza.
So besides the fact of all these amazing 3 rooms,
there's that bug.
People, I didn't see no bug.
The bug actually went poof.
Yeah,
it skipped. Like I never saw a bug fly so fast.
Yeah.
That was bug. Okay, so what are you saying?
So besides all the fact of all the people in the 3 rooms that you never had as many as you had this year, you're gonna have all vendors. Yes. Will be vending there as well. And
you're in the main hall. You're in the main room.
You're going to be. We affectionately called the main hall the George and Alice room.
Yeah, we originally were going to call it Milltown Mel, but then we realized.
But then we got a third,
3 guest rooms. So each room is going to be. One's going to be Puxatawny Phil. One's going to be Milltown Mel. One's going to be Staten Island Chuck.
Yeah, representing all the groundhogs for Groundhogzilla. because it is Groundhog Weekend, and that's why we did it. This, we called it Groundhogzilla. But there's many reasons why we called it Groundhogzilla. We're fans of the holiday.
Thank you.
We're fans of the holiday because our dad is born on that day.
Yeah, Groundhog Day.
And Groundhogzilla is
And the movie.
And the movie, of course. But Groundhogzilla is actually it's a story about a groundhog. Okay, get back into the vendors. We'll talk about Groundhogzilla a little bit more.
So vendors
later.
So the vendors and people get a chance to meet people, and then there's food, and then there's like you doing raffles, and then if people want to just to put money in and donate extra, there's going to be people walking around, or there's going to be people with a place that you could just put it in or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
well,
they're always looking for donate. I mean,
we definitely got to go above what
our goal.
Now that we made it 3 times as big, I mean, it would be really sad if it was under our last amount that we made, because we put in so much work and time, blood, sweat, and tears into this. John, the first year we did Iron Horror, we put it together in 3 months.
Yeah,
and
it started November, like the end of November, and we had it like the February 4th. We had it, and
there was a lot of burps and a lot of obstacles.
Well, it was mostly, I mean,
we had a lot of stumbles, but I mean, for the most part, it was
smooth
and it was embraced.
Yeah.
Then we started to continue to be good friends with the Boer Heart and Lung Center, and they loved what we were serving, and they've been like working alongside of us, like Doreen and Cindy, which works in the office over there. They're doing everything in their power for us to succeed and for us to be more professional, and that's why like we can now buy tickets online, because they work with us to make that happen.
Yeah, and how vendors can
vendors can sign up ahead of time now.
Yeah,
that wasn't something we could have done in the past that they helped us with, whatever. So again, they're part of our team. They are honorary, IR Horror sisters to us.
Sponsors. We got sponsors.
And we got tons and tons of sponsors, and which will be on. There's going to be an ad book in the brochure, the pamphlet or booklet this year. Yeah. It's not going to be just like a threefold. It's actually going to be an actual book this time, because there's been so many sponsors that are going to be in it. And the sponsors will be represented on our volunteers t-shirts, and also signage when they come in. So for future reference, if anybody wants to be a sponsor and you want to be represented and be shown all around Iron Horror 4, please keep us in mind to reach out and keep in touch with us.
So in later. So can you tell her like the address? Although you could go on iHeartHorror.net, Shelly. And
okay, so the
tickets, but the address and everything will be there.
Everything is everything you need to find about Iron Horror and our event is on iHeartHorror.net.
So like the address of the website or the address?
Address of where it's located.
Okay, it's really weird that I know these things, because I knew it for 2 years for about the VFW, the
4699.
The address, for friggin' what was that, 4699? But anyway,
post 4699.
423 Main Street, Saraville, New Jersey, 08872. That's the address of the senior
423.
423 Main Street. So and I'm probably going to know that.
And it's really easy. It's right next to the Historical Society. It's right at the bottom of Pulaski Avenue.
Yep.
Main Street is one of the main thoroughfares to go through Saraville. So you can actually get to it from right off the Parkway. Yeah. There's a Parkway exit, which you take the extension all the way down, and it's in the middle of actually it's towards the other side.
You're welcome.
But it's like I said, easy to get to.
Yeah, and it's February 1st. What time are you open?
Well, soft opening is gonna be 10:30. Official is 11. And we're gonna be hopefully getting everything winding up by 7 o'clock, so we can totally be shut down by 7:30.
We need everybody out the door that's not a volunteer.
Because with 9 o'clock, we got to be out of the building.
Yep, swept like terrible net, going like this.
Yep.
So last year was very successful, and putting your name out there and getting more people, and is the number that you have for like donation wise, you met it, you were over it from last year. What is the amount this year? Do you have a number? Or
I mean, we definitely want to go above 10,000. I mean, last
even
year,
if it's like 10 and a penny, I'd be
I
happy.
mean, last year we made almost 9,000. So I mean,
yeah, we just want to continue to go in the right direction.
Yeah, we want to go up. We don't want to go down.
So yeah, 10 and a penny, I'll be happy with that. But more is definitely welcome.
I mean, me and Christopher, we were on the quarterly newsletter for I call it. He says, "Don't call it a newsletter; it's a magazine."
Yeah.
But they have a quarterly magazine for like donors and people that donate to Deborah Heart and Lung. And me and Christopher and the
featured in it.
Yeah, and then well, no, we were in the back.
Yeah, well, we featured.
We were in one of the articles in the winter issue. And they said
not that big of a magazine, so we're a featured article.
So they said, please donate, please let us exceed our goal of $17,000. And I'm like, $17,000. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know about 17,000.
I'll take it though.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Are you able to go on your site on iHeartHorror.net? Is there a site, like a link for someone to make a donation?
Oh, yeah.
Rachel is asking.
Yeah, totally.
You can donate at any time.
To Deborah Heart and Lung Center.
And it'll go directly to Deborah.
Just if you can please say that
that you found,
mention I Heart Horror.
That you found out. Yeah, we got to keep on making those girls proud at Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah is a great organization. They really are.
So
there are heart, no pun intended.
Other things we're going to be doing is showing films because we have the space for that.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching these movies on the third floor, which is the haunted floor. Yeah. So that's going to be extra creepy watching these horror movies.
Well, some of them are horror comedy, so I don't know if necessarily it's creepy.
Well,
what lives here though? What lives here? Troy Burbank's movies.
Yeah, and he's a local director. It was filmed actually in
Atlantic Highlands
in Red Bank. Yeah.
No,
excuse me, Atlantic Highlands.
Did you ever see Don't Go in the House? It's about a guy who he I'm not really.
It's really good.
He burns women, so
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
If you like to be creeped out, it's a lot of fun.
So it was filmed in the same house that I don't know if it's considered. Is it considered a museum? It's a
yes,
house.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
it is a museum.
But that's a pretty. We saw.
Isn't the society? I think it's out of that house that it was filmed in. Yeah.
So we saw it at Smog Castle to support our friend Troy. Back in October,
and keep it super authentic because Ernie O'Donnell, which is in it, he's
going to be at our show too. He was last year.
He's part owner and runs the
Smog
Castle. So that was wild. That was very surreal.
But that's probably the scariest movie out of all of them. Is What Lives Here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a zombie wedding. The movie's called The Zombie Wedding,
which is mostly all the other ones are. Me and Chris love our comedy horror. That's our favorite genre.
Can't get enough.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to pick, we love to be scared, but we like to laugh too. I mean, I think they said it isn't like horror and comedy; they're kind of like sides of the coin.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite? Sorry, I keep hearing that. Hopefully, it's not me. The feedback. What's your favorite comedy horror?
Comedy horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite comedy horrors.
Night of the Demons.
Oh yeah, Night of the Demons.
Amelia Kincaid. Yeah, we love her.
And Linnea.
And Leah Quigley.
American Werewolf in London is one of the best.
That was a good one.
Like we said, Frankenhooker, because Patty Mullins.
Frankenhooker is up there.
Yeah. What's his name? Frank Henenlotter?
Anything by Frank Henenlotter.
Yeah, so like Brain Damage, Frankenhooker. I never saw Basket Case yet. Chris has seen Basket Case.
It's classic.
But Gremlins, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead for sure.
That's great. They were supposed to do a second one of that, and they never did.
Well, no, they did. They did. Well,
it's not really technically. What it is Shaun of the Dead is part of this thing called the Cornetto Treaty.
Which they
Cornetto
came up
trilogy.
with after the fact.
Yeah. Did you ever see
I love that one too,
Hot Fuzz? Hot Fuzz. It's Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, in this movie called At World's End. It's called the Cornetto trilogy. Because in Britain, they have like ice cream cones, like we would have like drumstick, whatever. They have these things called cornettos, and you would get them you get them at the convenience store.
Yeah. And so they realized that they were both in the first, it's both Sean and Hot Fuzz. So they're like, we're just going to call it the Cornetto, and they're going to make sure we have one of those ice creams.
Yeah, Student Bodies is a good one.
But yeah, that was
classic.
Yeah.
Student Bodies is the one when I'm talking through a rubber chicken. He's the
now
killer.
It's like every time someone dies, it would do it like 5, like the body count.
Oh yeah. Because we want. When did we watch?
We didn't watch that long.
That long ago. Yeah.
We actually found out another movie that that I remember, but I didn't. But you know, it might have been on cable when I was a kid. It's called Wacko, and it happens on Halloween, and it's a killer. Like Student Bodies, like a silly killer.
Yeah, but that's like a real comedy. That was with what's her Julia Duffy's in that movie, the one from Newhart.
Yeah.
Before I was gonna say,
it's a horror movie because it's a killer.
Yeah. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yeah,
comedy.
Definitely.
I didn't like the second one as much as I liked the first.
No. We
watched.
We love anything Elvira. We actually saw that with Elvira in the theater with us.
Yeah.
And we saw it in a movie theater in New York City for the premiere. So that was
awesome.
Oh,
she's the best.
She's one of our heroes. I mean, you would see things. We
have a lot of Elvira. I drink out of my Elvira mug a lot.
Wait, what'd you say, John?
He needs to come as a guest.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
One day.
Even if it's Cassandra. I mean, it's probably not going to be Elvira, but Cassandra, you know.
We've met her so many times. We met her like
so many.
No, but we've met her more than usual.
Yeah, more than the usual.
Before we got into the whole con thing ourselves, you know, it wasn't one of those people that we talked to and hung out with or met so many times. And we originally met Elvira at for her beer signing that was in Island, right?
It was in
Elizabeth.
No,
it was called US One Liquors.
It was on Route 1.
Yeah,
US One Liquors.
And she came out. It was called Full Moon Beer, and I still have the beer. I never opened one of them. I still have them sealed and everything. So we met her there at one of the most unlikely places, and then we actually met her.
She was at Chiller one time.
At Chiller, and then we had to give. They did a really awesome thing at the Secret Stash, Kevin Smith. If you gave blood,
well, there was a show. Do you remember a show? It was on AMC called Comic Book Man.
Yeah,
it was like what happens with the people from the Secret Stash, Comic Book Men. So it's like kind of like it would be like a day, you know.
Yeah. It was kind of like Clerks, but real life, and a comic book shop.
So go and tell your story.
So they did a thing where if you came and gave blood, you got to meet Elvira, and she gives you you get to meet her, take a picture with her. She gave us a comic book.
Well, they staged this thing like because it's a TV show.
And this is like the Halloween Queen.
Well, they're like wait online like you're like about to like buy a comic book, because like Elvira had like a throne, you're supposed to go up there, and I felt so bad because I went in there. Chris was still giving blood. I was in there already. I think you got cut off though for the film.
Well, that was the first time I was going to film.
I wasn't
for a TV. Yeah. So I was wearing like something like a hat that like.
Oh yeah.
For some reason,
the logo.
They wouldn't let the logo through or whatever. So they're like, you gotta go turn that hat in, whatever.
Turn it inside out.
Yeah. Or bring it back to your car or something. And by the time I got back, Gregory was already in, and we wanted to go in there as brothers. We had this whole spiel together.
They were kind of like, it's not like I was like doing it. They're like, gotta go in there, kind of like, come on,
Yeah. Come on, kid, like Christmas.
Yeah. And so,
do you remember a place called Spooky World?
Yeah, we love Spooky World. We were just there 2 years ago.
We went to the one for Halloween. Yeah, when they moved it to New Hampshire now.
Michelle's never been there, so we brought our best friend Michelle there, and then we went to Salem because it's like it's
not that far from
It's
there.
up.
Yeah.
What is it? Not New. What's the next?
New Hampshire is where Spooky World.
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Because it
used to be in Massachusetts.
used to be in Berlin, Massachusetts, when I first went.
And
I
then
went there the first.
they moved it over to where the Patriots were, next to the stadium, and then after that it was gone, and then you heard that they moved it up to New Hampshire.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the people that I was meeting that day, that I told them that I came like one of the first years that I was actually wearing the T-shirt that I bought when I first went there.
He has hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands.
I have an obsession with
that's
T-shirts.
That's a little over.
Yeah, but I have piles and piles and piles of T-shirts.
And he still can fit in like ones they used to wear. I guess because back in the '90s things were bigger.
Things were big. I'm glad now. Because for a while there, I was very thin, and I was wearing these '90s T-shirts, which are like, if you buy like a medium, it was like the size of an extra large. So now that I'm in my 50s and I have a different body, I like a more comfortable shirt. I'm not into that whole GQ thing anymore, and
Lucky
gym body.
Oh, Lucky Brand jeans and stuff.
Yeah, Lucky Brand.
Yeah.
Lucky. You ever wear Lucky Brand jeans?
I wear Lucky.
Do you? I you know what? I couldn't wear anything for a while besides Lucky Brand jeans because they're
like
just
how
so.
they fit.
Yeah, they're a comfortable fit. Exactly. I actually got to work for them for a season. That was one of my because they do the inventory jobs like right after the holidays. So I got to spend time in Lucky Jeans in the Bridgewater Mall. Yeah. It should still be there. I'm not sure because they're just falling apart. Malls are just falling apart nowadays. So
the mall culture is not there.
It's a bummer.
Yep.
Yeah. So if everybody wants to go, it's February 1st. Mm-hmm. It's at 11 o'clock. Soft opening at 10:30. Mm-hmm. If they want to make any donations, that they cannot come, but if they want to make a donation, they could go on iHeartHorror.net.
Yes.
There's a lot of individuals that are going to be there doing signings. Everybody from paranormal investigators to authors to people that have been in certain movies, that from Friday the 13th to Terrifier. So if you are plus, can't forget, there's going to be vendors like the Parlor.
Yeah, and Joseph Recchia.
People at the events before, like Joe, the one that did your
Joe Recchia.
Joe Recchia is coming back.
The art of Joe Recchia.
Stephen Farkas is going to be there. I know he's done.
Absolutely.
I think Tony Girolamo.
Tony's going to be there.
He's awesome too. They were both awesome guys.
Yeah.
We try to have a colorful palette,
I think that's the best way to be. I think that if you have a colorful palette and you have people dispersed in areas, you'll get an opportunity to see everyone and everything, which is an amazing thing, because I think that your guys are there for two reasons: to have fun in an area and a thing that you really love, horror, but you're also there giving back into a community that you feel strongly about. If it's not helping out vets, it's helping out Deborah with the lung and the heart cancer, and I think that's totally amazing, and I think that it's nice to see it's sort of evolving into something bigger and greater, which would bring more money into organizations that I feel that deserve it and warrant it. But I think that you guys won't move out of the fact that I think you're humbled and you're grateful, and I think that's your whole persona and your whole attitude. I think you're just going to stay grounded and real, even though that this is going to be a bigger situation as it goes along in a good way. So
John,
that's my opinion.
John, I go to sleep every night, thanking the fates, that I'm blessed, and a lot of people don't take the time to, realize that, but I think every single day you should count those blessings and say, you know, we live in a really messed up world, but you know, I'm making my difference my way, and you know, and I'm trying to continue to be positive so other people can feel that positive and do their own positive things as well.
I mean,
Right.
it's corny to say, but like me and Chris, like you said before, we are, you know,
Humble.
we're genuine people. Like we truly, we're not like bullshitters. We're not like, oh, your family, oh, we love you. You know, no, we really mean it. Like you know, I don't give my love away so easily. You know.
No,
Yeah,
I
he's,
know.
I mean, he's, if you know Cancers, he's, you know, he's very loyal. If you know Geminis, we're very colorful. We love everybody, and you know, and everything from one side of the rainbow to the other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes Gregory and I an awesome team. You know, because we have that balance. You know, between the two of us, that we could just, and we're cat dogs, so
Yeah.
we're so close that you know, my
love
positive things.
I'm the cat. He's the dog.
Not
That was
everybody.
a great Nickelodeon show.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm so
yeah.
glad you know that,
Yeah.
man. It's somewhere, that reference is actually starting to get more obscure for people,
Yeah.
you know, that aren't from that time period,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But we
Yeah.
have a lot of other awesome things coming, John. When we were at the parlor the last time, we mentioned something. We wanted a project we wanted to do with you. You probably don't remember it now, but we'll remind you next time. I was just talking to another person about it.
Yeah.
So
It might be gaining traction.
it's going to gain traction. It's
Yeah.
big news. And once that happens, everybody's going to be like, wow, this is the next big thing.
Yeah.
So
I just appreciate what I appreciate about you guys is that you include us, and you see how we and me, you know, me, Genevieve, Danny, and Rick are.
yes,
I think
we
we're
love
just
that.
very humbled and grateful that people coming into our store to see our art and our depiction of what we love to do, and then we get a chance to be with you guys, because I don't think it's even work to be with you guys. I think it's just an enjoyment. It's like, oh, we're going to a family picnic with you know, with a bunch of great people.
Yeah.
And you know, the one thing is that I always feel that sometimes people look at people like all of us that love all this horror and are so immersed into this genre of sci-fi, horror, paranormal, witchy, whatever it is, zombies to you know, old universal monsters. You know, it's the way that that's how we are. That's how we the excitement. If someone goes on a roller coaster, that's the vibe and the feel that we get when we do all of this. And you find something that a vendor has that you've been looking for, and you get a great deal and a great price. It's like, oh,
That's the best feeling.
and I think that's so amazing that you guys have included us in the journey that you guys are taking, because you guys came to our opening of our window.
That was so cool.
I wasn't expecting that at all, but that we were
Oh,
very
well-
excited that you guys came, because we're like, you guys are proud of what you do. We're proud of that store. We really
You
work
should be.
Yeah, you should, like Chris said. Yeah.
to
That
develop that place.
that place has a life of its own. I mean,
It's so
it's
yeah.
an entity. It's its own thing, because you guys put so much love into it. It has its own life. You know what I'm saying?
And there's so much detail. I mean, like Chris said,
Thank you very much.
there's
I
so
mean, we
much
do
love
work-
there. I mean, you wouldn't
we
think
talk to
so.
the ghosts, so
Yeah.
What'd you say? Talk to ghosts?
Yeah.
we talk to the ghosts there, so they help us out, which is really, really awesome. But we love being there.
John, I'll be honest with you, because it's the only way I could be. So when I first heard about you guys, I says, I want to be involved with those people. I want them in our life. I want them to join in on our journey and our adventure with us. And it took a little bit of time for, once I was able to connect with you, you guys were all in.
I think the first time we heard about them was because the ghost tours, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually, we kept on hearing Keyport ghost tours. And then when we found out about the Parlor, we found out that, of course,
and we always
were the same people.
We always try to, like, there was a few times there that we went to Keyport and we're like, oh, we got to walk over to the Parlor. Like, oh, it's closed.
And then we finally got in, and it was like Wonka's factory.
Yeah.
But thank you, Shelley. I appreciate it. I'm so happy that when people come in, that either they find something that they really like and they walk away with it, because you could see the joy when people buy something that either Rick or Genevieve or Danny has created. But just the welcoming of the store and how people have really heard about it and came specifically for the space and love what all of what we put in there. And then we surround ourselves with great people such as yourself and Jay and April and Sarah and all these other people, and these opportunities to do classes to talk about things that we find very interesting. It's been a great opportunity that we hold very near and dear, just like you guys. So we appreciate all of that.
Well, I want to tell the world about the Parlor. That's how cool the place is, and how proud that we are that we come from not too far away from where you're at, that you're in our vicinity, and and so I mean, Keyport's not only family of towns to us, but also we have family in that town now of Keyport, which is you guys in the Parlor.
I just want to say thank you guys for both always being so amazing. I just don't realize people think like how people should know how amazing you guys are, and I am truly grateful that we met you, truly, because we love you guys. So
we're family, and we're all big team together. I actually call people affectionately the fringers. I call anybody that's into horror or wrestling or into the paranormal and cryptozoids. We're all together. We're all fringers, and I can never feel. I'm blessed actually that I've embraced the fact that I'm not alone. When I was a little kid, I was alone. Before that's why
I get what you mean by that.
I had nobody to connect with. I had a neighborhood that had nothing to do with me. Like there was nothing I could relate to the kids that were on my block.
Everything was about sports, probably.
Yeah, it was always about this. I mean, that's fine.
Well,
that's
fine.
Not
like theatrical wrestling.
Sports and all that's fine. But I was more into cartoons and horror movies and action figures and things like that. And then you find somebody that finally gets it. And my good friend Leonard. What's that?
It was so gratifying to find someone that you connected with, that you're like, this is awesome. I mean, I get what Shelley's saying. I was an outcast for many reasons, and this was one of them. And I was always the weirdo. I was always the one that were like, oh, that's the freaky kid. But I never thought of it as that, and I never realized it as that. But once you get people like your little niche of people, it's really amazing because, we could talk for hours.
Oh yeah.
Like everything.
I mean, we miss you. It's actually, this conversation is really making me miss being in the Parlor and giving you a hug right now, John.
Well, I know. I like the fact that you guys come and then we share things together. But we'll see each other in not much time. We'll be all together. And
it's gonna be crazy.
Even though there's like lots of work that's put into this, I mean, that's the one thing I do look forward to when everything is said and done. Is just seeing all the people that we've met along the way.
This,
and like you said,
the spoils.
like a family picnic, like me, like, oh, you know, I haven't seen you in like 6 months, but like time doesn't pass, and like, you know, it's just.
Well, I was thinking of one of the most important things is the spoils of having everybody together and happy and smiling, and one of the things we do, one of the reasons why we do our I at Horror is to build that community and, you know, to make connections, you know.
That's the same thing.
It brings, and that's why you're connected with us, because we're about the same thing, you know.
Yep, and I agree with you, Shelley. I believe that we should. That's why I think that people are still successful, because they're grounded. They don't feel that they're above. They're just right there in the trenches with everybody else, mulling around and smiling and having a great time and talking to everyone, because everybody has the right to feel a part of something. And I think that the sci-fi, horror, paranormal group, wherever it is, I think they're very welcoming and very open to people that are coming in and have the same mutual interests that we do. So that's just me.
That's why positive horror fans are my favorite people, because it's just the fact that it's so cool that people are into such dark stuff, like, you know, like
we watched this
ghosts
movie.
and
but like last night we watched Maniac, the Elijah.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie. Maniac, have you watched it yet?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was an older movie, right?
No, but they made a new one
that came out in 2012.
That was it was actually some people embraced it and some people not. But me and Gregory. We are not we don't complain much. We always see the positive things,
because we know a lot of people work on things and like they put their hard work into it, you know. So
Maniac, and you'll see the main actor in a different Elijah Wood in a light that you've never seen him before.
But why I mentioned that is because Chris is, I think, saying about how there's like positive horror people, and we like effed up stuff, you know. And you're wondering.
Plus, we're macabre. We're dark. You know, we love, you know, coffins and bats and
tarantula.
Yeah, and tarantula and all that.
We have a tarantula right over there. So.
His name is Harry Cooper. That's our tarantula's name. Yeah. But this is a fun conversation. Thank you, John, for having us on.
Oh, thank you guys for coming. I don't want to keep you guys. Plus, that echo is getting. I don't know what. It confuses me. It's like, oh, someone else is talking. But you guys grab a ticket, do something that's going to be really a lot of fun. Walk around, meet some of the people, donate some money for a great cause, meet the guys. You guys walk around all the time, shaking people's hand, talking to them, how you doing, how you enjoying yourself, which I think is really an amazing thing, because you guys are so, like, I see you walk around going, you're here and you're here. And it's just the detail to it, but also the humanness to it. In my opinion, I think that you really care. You really truly do. And I don't think it's a fake thing. I think it's a real thing.
I'm a hugger. I love hugging.
I know.
I mean, I've gotten, as time goes on, I'm not as much of a hugger. I think I was more affectionate when I was younger.
And
depends on who it is, though.
In this world, in this disconnected world, you really got to spread that hugging, you know.
So I'll leave on one thing here. So when me and Genevieve, and I don't know if you get a chance. So me and Genevieve do Sunday services every Sunday. I try to be funny, but I always end in do something good. Check on a neighbor. If you haven't heard from them or seen them, do it, because you never know. Go visit if you have something to do, go visit a senior citizen center or go do something that someone never gets a person to come and visit. No one gets a chance to see someone and make them smile too. So I always try to put the positive out there, because I believe that once that starts, that's going to start more of a trend.
Yes.
We need more positive and more happiness. Go bring a cake to someone that you haven't seen in a while. I think they would appreciate it.
Well, that's what I say to people. When I do my spiel when meeting new people, and and trying to sell I Art Horror, because some people it's not easy to digest for everybody, but I guess the people that do get it. So one of the things I say is, we're I Art Horror, and we work with charities and we do good deeds. We work with the horror community and make positive change. Dude, I love going out with on a positive note, and thank you for being one of those people that do that in this world.
Yeah, thank you, Shelley. That's really sweet. Thank you.
No, and I ditto what Shelley's saying. So,
our friend Psycho Steve, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's our MC for our third time in a row. He's always going to be the MC. He's always our brother. He's always welcome to be.
Remember, he's always our brother from.
He's a brother from another mother, a mister from another sister. But I'm bringing him up because he does like a spiel, like a video spiel every morning, and he gives a shout out to all of his friends, and
whatever they're working on.
Yeah, he talks about all their businesses, and if you're into tattooing, check this guy out. If you want to buy jewelry, my friend sells jewelry, and he never asks for a dime, and he just does that just because he wants to help people out, because it's like a train. It should be like that.
The thing is, goes a long way.
Amen.
And I've had enough of the negative and the bad bull. Not everybody has to be nasty. Not everybody has to be a Kevin or a Karen. Just go out there and spread love. Be nice to people. Hold the door open. I just don't get it anymore. We're human. We're human beings.
The worst thing nowadays is the drivers. They're so inconsiderate.
Don't even get me started. I'm a rage driver. I can't stand no blinkers, no stop signs, no one. Everybody's on the phone. I don't understand. Attach it to your radio. You have a Mercedes and you're sitting there like this.
Okay. But the thing is, it's so dangerous. To the point you're being inconsiderate to the point of endangering someone's life. You know.
Right, because you're talking to someone about something stupid, I'm sure. Anyway, but thank you guys for coming on.
Not so positive note.
What'd you say?
I said on that not so positive note.
No, but I appreciate you. You guys don't ever change. We will see you soon. I hope to see a ton of people flood this place.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to tell people about our show.
Well, you guys are awesome. You guys can always come on anytime you want.
Well, we're looking forward to the next show already.
We'll talk about things.
Perfect. We should just come on and talk about horror movies.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That'll be like three. We'll be like Kevin Smith.
You guys like old horror movies. I love old
horror. We love it.
Like BC movies. I love it.
Old Dark House. Have you ever seen the Old Dark House?
Wait, there's two of them. One is the comedy, the old one. The
original.
The James Whale one.
I love it. That was one of my favorites.
And that's the inspiration for Lurch, the Boris Karloff character.
Yeah.
That's what
that movie was so good. Do you remember a movie called The Horror of It All?
No. Wow.
Look that up.
Yeah, we might.
Me and Chris black and white. It's awesome. Yeah. It sits in this whole thing. It's awesome. It's an awesome movie. I wish they would redo the Old Dark House, not the way they did it in the 70s, or the 60s, the way they had it back then. Now, because it was awesome. That's a great old horror movie. That 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
You don't have to sell us on Vincent Price.
He's our favorite.
Oh yeah, The House of Wax. That's another one. The Raven.
Yeah,
love it. House on Haunted Hill.
Oh yeah. The Carnival of Souls.
Oh, I love Carnival.
The Tingler. Yeah, we love all that classic horror movie stuff.
I was wondering why no one did Carnival of Souls. Well, they did.
I think they did a remake. Did they do a remake? I've never seen it though. Yeah.
I think it was not good. The original, because if you look at that girl reminds me of like a Tilda Swinton, the girl who played in the original. I mean, I would recast Tilda in that and do that whole movie because that movie is creepy.
Yeah, oh my! You used the perfect wording. I was trying to get that in. You were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like, that movie's just creepy. You know, it's a creepy.
Yeah, those guys.
You don't know if
factor.
she's really alive or she dead.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. It's just a weird.
Filmmaking, the acting, it just everything is super creepy, and that's what makes it. You can't do a remake of something.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But like you said, yeah, the old Dark House, the original, more like gothic version of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the remake was cartoony, and they actually. Charles Adams was such a big fan of that movie that they asked him to do the movie, the animation. The animation on the opening scene was his hand, was Charles Adams' hand. I don't know if you knew that on the remake. So when you go watch it again, but I know
it's like a gorilla hand, right?
No, it's his hand.
Oh.
It's yeah,
is that like a
which is kind of like an homage to Thing in a way, you know.
But I always love that stuff. Do you remember the Bad Monster Party?
We watch it every year
for Halloween.
That's a Halloween special.
That's another.
That is the Rudolph of Halloween.
Yeah.
And what makes it even better is that it's not a short. It's like an over an hour movie.
I'm going to end on this one. I'm going to show you something from my personal collection.
Ooh.
Can you go get the Frankenstein and the Diller?
Oh, nice.
Where are they?
They're right in the cabinet.
Fang.
Hi, Rick.
They said hi, Rick.
The monster is called Fang.
Yep. You see it? So I have someone that makes things for me, and I tell him what I want, and he makes them. And when don't put it in front of them yet. So no one has this, and I love this stuff. Are you ready? You're gonna die.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Is it so? Somebody made that for you? It looks like taken from Rankin and Bass, but
it looks like it's in the movie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Rankin and Bass was done with paper. So and that's a sculpt, but I mean that looks like it's like right off of the screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's so cute. Oh, they're
both adorable.
I love.
I mean that's what
Thriller is amazing.
Oh,
yeah, we love Phyllis Tiller.
It's just and it's like little wigs and it's like clothes and it's awesome. And I was like, I show people that I have this and they're like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And I'm like.
I love his little red. They added the little red to his nose. It's adorable. You should be proud.
Yeah, I have a bunch of the stuff that he makes. Thank you very much. But yeah, like I tell when I tell people I have stuff, there's stuff, and this is one of them. I just thought it was great.
I love stuff. Job. I love checking out people's collections like that. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Tons of stuff. Yes, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. Thank God Genevieve isn't on. We've been talking for 2 hours.
We miss her so much.
We do miss her very much.
So everybody, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for coming on and talking. Shelly, everybody, thank you. And guys, thank you. And we'll see you February 1st. Go buy tickets, everybody. Then we'll see you next time on Parlor Tea.
Thank you, John. We love you.
Love you, John.
Guys. Love you.
Night.